Oh, there's someone here. Yeah. You did nothing, did you? I don't know if I believe that. How much time is it? Oh, wait, I meant to be editing. Have you ever been hit by a blue shell? Of course you have. Or you've been hit by the Zappy Ball, the rocket launch, or a swarm of bees, or the witch from Left 4 Dead 2 after someone forgot to turn their torch off, or they just set off 15 car alarms, in which case the witch probably wasn't your biggest concern. The world got hit by a blue shell recently. Completely by surprise, everything's going along normally, and then BAM! Sent back into 8th place. And while we were recovering, a creeper came out of nowhere and boom! Sent us continuing to spin. That's what happens when you go straight from fires into the coronavirus. The Book of Ecclesiastes talks about the unpredictability of the world. It says you can plant seeds, but you can't know or control which will succeed. With modern farming methods, it's a little bit easier to control that, but at the time, there was a lot of guesswork. And these thoughts of the teacher, who we're pretty sure was King Solomon, come from a place of recognizing the world and our actions as meaningless. How smart are you? How strong are you? How many diamonds do you have? How many DVDs are in your DVD collection? Do you even know what a DVD is? At the end of the day, these things don't change whether or not you die. You could have 170 IQ, you're going to die the same way that someone with 100 IQ dies. Do either of these deaths change the size or the scale of the universe? No, they don't. But the word meaningless is a bit of a mistranslation, in that the original Hebrew word havel translates to vapor or breath, or a lot of the time the word in other translations is vanity. You know those things with mirrors on them that sit in bedrooms? Yeah, that's a vanity. They're about appearance, they're about shallowness. But aesthetics are not inherently good or bad. Well, a cover is nice, a cover is not the book, but a cover can be nice, and that's still something worth looking at. You look at my first videos, you look at my current videos. The covers look very different. I'm like using weird animations, probably excessively at this stage compared to the early ones. The content is still there. All the extra images are ultimately meaningless. They don't change what words I'm saying and what you're listening to. But are they bad? Some people might say so, although I don't know what my like to dislike ratio is on these videos, but that's not really the point. The point is that something being vanity, like the world, is very different to the world being meaningless. So assuming the world is temporary, and the world is vain, and the world is shallow, does that mean we should ignore the world? Well, no, because the teacher outright says wisdom is better than folly, although both of them are temporary. So we can come to the conclusion that the world shouldn't be ignored, because some things are better than others. So there are some things that we should be doing. As we talked about last video with faith, part of faith is acting based on our complete confidence. So there must be some kind of action that we take despite the vanity of the world. What the teacher wants us to remember is that we can be certain of one thing: the eternity of God and the power of God. These are the two things that will last forever, and we also know that he wants to have a relationship with us. So we know that the world is vapor, and that God has given it to us to enjoy. Don't feel bad about that. There's nothing wrong with enjoying things God has given us. We're told that there is a time to do many, many things, despite the vanity of it all. What the teacher is pushing us to remember is why we're here. We're here to find our relationship with God, because that relationship with God ultimately is the only thing that matters. But part of having that relationship with God is loving others. As we remember, when Jesus was asked, hey, what's the most important commandment? He says, well, actually, there's two. Love the Lord your God with all your soul, with all your heart, all your strength, and with all your mind, and love your neighbour as yourself. These two go together, because you can't love God while hating someone. So even if this world is vanity, a genuine sense of love is what God asks from us. And I think that's something we can do.